Lucamus Prime here. So it's time for a brand new video today as part of a brand new series I'm doing called the Star Wars 30-Week Challenge. So for all of you who are unaware of this challenge, basically what it is where every Saturday I'll be doing a day where I answer a question related to Star Wars. So the first question asked about Star Wars to me, guys, is what is my favourite Star Wars character? So yeah, this is a pretty easy question. So, for those of you who are unaware of who my favourite Star Wars character is, it is none other than Darth Vader. So yeah, Darth Vader is my all-time favourite Star Wars character. Not only that, he's also my favourite Star Wars and Sith Lord and my favourite Star Wars antagonist. And also my favourite supervillain of all time, as a matter of fact. My favourite character in anything is Darth Vader, so reasons why. I think he's a really compelling villain. He really is. He's just brilliant. And I've got to give really high praise to the people that have played him. So the best one that I can name, for example, is the legendary James Earl Jones, who provides his voice in the films. And not just for the films, but also for Star Wars Rebels. And also I think for a cameo in the movie called Benchwarmers, which is pretty cool. So it's pretty awesome how he did that. It's really good. And I believe he also did it for Star Tours, The Adventures Continue ride, which I've been on. It's a really great ride, and he was one of the best parts, Darth Vader. Absolutely. It's pretty cool they're going back for a ride, isn't it? It's pretty awesome. And I also believe he voiced it in an arcade as well, in an arcade game, which is pretty nice. Very good. But yeah, it was really... But yeah, his voice is like just absolutely majestic. And the way he brings Darth Vader to life is amazing. And other voice actors I could also name is definitely Scott Lawrence. I'm kind of like, mixed on my favourite Scott Lawrence performance as Darth Vader, to be honest, because there's somewhere I think he's good as Vader, but somewhere I don't think he's good as Vader. I'm probably going to say my favourite performance by Scott Lawrence as Darth Vader is probably in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, because he sounded so incredibly close to James Earl Jones. It's like when you first hear his voice when he says, "You have failed me, Inquisitor." Like, you'd think it was James Earl Jones. It was so incredibly close. And it's so chilling as well, like he nailed it in Fallen Order. Someone I'm not really a big fan of, for example, I'm not really a fan of his performance in the 2005 Battlefront 2 game. The reason why is because didn't really sound as deep as James Earl Jones' voice, and also didn't really sound, like he had the same kind of like effects as Vader. It kind of sounded a bit dry, to be honest. Just very different to James Earl Jones, much different, didn't really sound much like him. I do also think as well that in the game Rogue Squadron 2, that's actually my second favourite performance by Scott Lawrence as Darth Vader, because he sounded so close to young James Earl Jones in A New Hope, actually. So yeah, with regards to James Earl Jones, it's so incredibly hard to say what my favourite James Earl Jones Darth Vader performance is, because he's done so well in all the things he's in. Even for his one-liner Rise of Skywalker, which was inside your head, that was very well developed by James Earl Jones. But I'm probably going to say my favourite performance by him is probably from Return of the Jedi, my favourite Star Wars film, I guess, because I just think he sounded so menacing and brilliant at the same time, And I do believe as well that we should also definitely give credit to David Prowse, rest in peace, who played Darth Vader in costume in the original trilogy, and I think for the arcade game as well. So yeah, we also got to give credit to him for bringing Darth Vader to life as well. And also to the stunt double Bob Anderson, who doubled for Darth Vader in the lightsaber duels in The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So we've got to give credit to him as well. And also to the two actors who played Darth Vader in Rogue One in costume as well, because they got Spencer Wilding for the scene with director Krennic, and then for the final scene of the movie, which was one of my all-time favourite Darth Vader moments, he was played by Daniel Napris in costume. And I gotta say, to be honest, guys, while Vader has so many incredible moments, I'm probably going to say that Darth Vader's final scene in Rogue One was probably my favourite Darth Vader moment of all time, actually. Like, it was nailed. Brilliant. And that scene alone is one of the many reasons why Rogue One is my favourite Star Wars movie by Disney, actually. And in my opinion, the only, perfect one, actually, by Gareth Edwards. Because because I loved him as a director from Godzilla, and I thought I had faith in him for this, and he did really well. And with regards to Rebels as well, one thing I loved about Rebels was how they made Darth Vader sound young with the effects on him. That was very clever, because we've got to bear in mind that he is young in Rebels. Because I believe it's only a few years after the Clone Wars, I think, many years after. So it's understandable why he'd sound younger than he does in A New Hope. And my favourite Darth Vader moment in Rebels is probably, I love the scene where he's talking to the Emperor in the Series 2 premiere. The version where Ian McDiarmid did was Palpatine, not Sam Witwer, because it's Ian as Palpatine, what else we need to say. But I also really, really loved his duel with Ahsoka Tano. Like, oh, that's probably my favourite moment in the entire Rebels series. And in Series 2 as well. Like, oh man, that was brilliant. So yeah. But yeah, Darth Vader has such a big meaning to me, I grew up with him, and when I saw him for the first time in A New Hope when I was 4 years old, oh man, it was so scary. And it fitted so perfectly for me. Like, that scene alone was one of the reasons why he became my favourite villain of all time, actually. Like, oh man. I mean, who doesn't love Darth Vader? Darth Vader's incredible. He really is. So yeah. Anyway, guys, so this is me doing the first day of my Star Wars challenge. So tell me, guys, in the comments below. So as part of this day challenge, be sure to give this video a like. Also, as well, be sure to let me know in the comments. Tell me who your favourite Star Wars characters of all time in the comments below. I'd love to hear what your favourite character is as part of this challenge. Also, be sure to join Team Prime by pressing subscribe, more videos coming in the future. And may the Force be with you always.